Namaste to you all. Welcome to Soul Family. This video is about Vipassana meditation or any kind of meditation and how it helps with dealing with pain. Pain from the past, pain from a relationship, pain from an abuse, pain from an insult, from shame, from childhood to adulthood. Whatever the pain which we didn't feel or didn't want to deal with, we kind of push it down in our bodies and in our minds because it's tough to go back there and deal with it. So the pain body in a person builds from childhood, depending upon how they were raised and how did they had any tools to deal with the pain, or did they have freedom to speak to other people about their pain, and it all counts. And Vipassana practice particularly, in my view, is the best therapy a person can get. Why do I think that Vipassana meditation is the best therapy? But it demands a particular state of your mind, but not when you're in too much pain where it's hard for you to talk or it's hard for you to even function normally. Vipassana cannot help in that state because your focus is entirely on the pain, and we cannot understand the technique at the time. And after a certain while, if a person is too painful, if a person has a lot of pain to process, at least to the point where that person can function normally, in the sense daily activities a person should handle or can handle, it's not getting affected by his pain or her pain. In that stage, you could learn Vipassana. It will definitely help you in a very deeper manner. But if the pain is very intense, then we cannot even understand what Vipassana is. It's like we need a certain level of balance to understand Vipassana technique and how it helps, and why it can be the greatest therapy a person can have, because it goes into the roots of each cell of the body, wherever the pain is hiding in any kind of muscle. If you know what muscle memory is, like every pain and every sensation gets stored in certain part of the muscle, depending upon the sensation, maybe good or maybe bad or whatever. So when pain gets stored in certain muscles in the body, especially when we suppress the pain from long time, from childhood, I would say, like especially if your parents are not helping you, or you don't have much freedom to talk to your parents in a way where you could be open to them and talk about your pain and all that, and they understand your pain and kind of like try to help to cope with it, because parents are the first people which are very close to us when we are growing up as children. That's why I'm talking about parents in this example. But if we don't have that, then most of the pain, if you are a person who got bullied a lot when you were a kid, or are treated badly by your relatives or friends, or not exactly like entire time people like treating you badly, but it might be one situation, but it might deeply hurt you, but you don't know how to deal with it and you let it go. It just stays in the body. So what Vipassana does is you really go into the core of those sensations which are suppressed. So, for example, I had good memories. I mean, this is not about a painful memory. There are painful memories too, um, but the oldest memory I got is like probably around maybe 20, 22 years old memories came up, which I really did not expect. Uh, but I was surprised when I was going deeper. These things coming up, but my mind I tried to like relate it to why are these coming up now. It's a long time ago, and it took me a while for me to understand why they came up and how much they influenced me. But I thought they were pretty normal things, and how they influenced my decisions from 20-year-old memory, and how am I taking decisions from that situation. If it's good, there are good things, and also there are painful situations, but those are the things which are making me, or those are the foundation where I made my decisions since that long, since 20 years ago. I keep making those decisions with the foundation I got, with that pain or pleasure or whatever. So it all came up, and Vipassana will definitely dig all that out. It will definitely dig all the pain a person is storing inside their minds, inside their bodies. It'll dig it. If you got right kind of initiation, if your initiation is proper in Vipassana and you understood the technique, this will happen. It will be good or bad depending upon the person and what the person went through. So let's just, since I wanted to talk more about pain, because I went through a lot of pain in my life, and it might help some people. This is my hope, that it might help at least one person. I'm really satisfied if it helps one person. It makes a huge difference for me, for sure. Uh, uh, so when we get into Vipassana, when we start, the first 3 days is Anapana, which is focusing your breath into one single point around right here in this area. So you pick a point over there and observe the breathing. Observe the breathing. You put your entire focus of your mind, complete mind, into one single point, like one direction, and your whole concentration is on that one point. This is what I did. I mean, the teacher, SN Goenka, he said you could like put your concentration from your upper lip to your nose, but I just focused right here, because that's I don't know, it's like it just happened from the start. So I didn't know that you could, even though he's telling that you can focus on the entire area, I didn't get that. I didn't even listen to that. I was focusing directly on one point from the start. But one point focus is for second time students or advanced students. So I was focusing on that and saw the sensations, and your mind will wander around, and like you pull it back again, focusing. You do that for the first 3 days, for entire 3 days. You're trying to get your whole mind's strength into one single point, so that you can observe the sensations at that point on your body. So I started observing my heartbeat, and it might sound weird for the people who never did Vipassana, but the people who already did it, they will exactly understand what I'm talking about. So there is heartbeat at the point I'm focusing. It's always there. Even now, if I close my eyes and breathe like deep for like 10 seconds and let it go, I can find that heartbeat spot again and again, anytime. So your focus is on one direction. What happens with that is Your concentration and your entire mind's energy is used to know the sensations and feel the sensations at that point. There's so much going on. There are like trillions of cells holding us together as the body, and uncountable infinite number of atoms are in one person, and it's constantly changing. They're super fastly changing. So like Buddha described, or the person who was before Buddha in yogic culture, it's already known before Buddha that it's around, I don't know, maybe 20 trillion times per second, I guess it changes. Your atoms and the cells change that rapidly in a second, some trillions, like good number of trillions. So, and each atom, each cell, like Buddha described, Buddha called it as kalapas. It's comprised of, he called it atta kalapa. That means so far in yogic culture, I think they got till 4 kalapas, or they got it to the point of knowing an atom in your body, experiencing the atom. But Buddha further, he went even down and like split that and to the point where it is not further divisible. That's the final part. There is no division from that zone. So Atta Kalapa has 4 different characters. Atta means 8 in Sanskrit or in Pali. First 4 are earth, water, fire, and the elements, right? So those 4 elements has 4 characters. Those 4 characters with those 4 elements give a sensation to the body. So when we are so focused on one point, and when we are understanding what's going on at that point, when it gets so intense, and there will be a stage where if you go deeper, you'll enter something called samadhi. Your focus is entirely on one point, and there will be no thoughts. I described this in my longer video, how this experience happened to me. And in that, if you enter samadhi, then you will not feel the body. You'll know the body is there, but it's so light, that it's extremely light. It's like you're scanning your body like an X-ray. It literally happens. All the people who experience samadhi and the focus got one pointed, definitely will happen to almost all the people. Like, experience might be different, but the feeling or the space is the same. So it opens up all these channels, all the things we have stored, all the pain we have stored in our entire life. And good feelings and bad feelings, they both will come up if you're doing Vipassana properly. And initially when that happened, I got irritated. I got like irritation. The 6th day is the one where a lot of people will quit, like S.N. Goenka said. But quitting was not my option. There is no thought of quitting in my mind. There is no option for me. I did not put myself in like, okay, if it doesn't work out, I'm gonna go ahead and quit. No, I had no thoughts like that. 10 days, I'm doing it. There is no way. There is no way of getting out before 10 days. So, and it's very rewarding too. You stay for 10 days. If you're, the one rule I would say for Vipassana for first timers is, do not quit before 10 days. This is the one rule everyone should, like, I think in my view, should put in their minds deeply, because depending upon where a person stands, those feelings will come up, and the feeling to quit will come up too. So that came up, and on the 6th day, it took me a few hours to settle my mind back to the zone I wanted, where I wanted it. But Vipassana teaches you how to deal with the pain or the sensation. It's pain or anger or anything. Every feeling has a sensation. So when I say sensation, or when a teacher in the Vipassana training is saying sensation, it covers everything: pain and pleasure, good feeling and bad feeling, or the middle feeling, or any kind. So it makes you, it's a skill. It's kind of like a knack. We need to learn that knack. It comes to you slowly. It's not like one time you sit down and you get like a champ in Vipassana. Wouldn't happen like that. It's like the more calmer we get, the more balanced we are in the mind, and the more settled we are, the more still we are, then the knack slowly comes to you. And it's kind of like it gets improved day by day and day by day slowly. Once we understand the technique, then whenever we get the painful situations, because you're digging deep into your system with Vipassana. It is not a joke. It's Vipassana technique is not something where you go and have bliss and like this is not that kind of meditation. This is so deeper, but the reward is very big if you go down, because it'll remove your pain body. It'll lighten your pain body from the core. The things even we don't even understand, or in this era of time we were not that deep yet. So when the pain comes up, or when the feeling of the pain comes up, once you understand the technique and doing it proper, then you will watch yourself like a second person, like someone else standing beside you and watching what you're going through. You from inside, you just watch and not react. Whatever your mind is saying about the pain, and whatever the pain it is giving, and whatever the thought process is going on, we don't get involved in that. When it's saying someone did hurt you, or that kind of situation hurt you, observe the sensations on the body when the pain is happening in the mind, and see how irritated, how whatever the sensation is like. It depends on the particular painful situation. So observe what's going on and not react to that, because it will pass. Nothing is permanent. It will definitely pass. It has its own time to pass. That's all. You're being patient with it, and like controlling your mind, or like not giving into your mind whatever it's saying you at the time, is a great help. Because what happens is, all the pain we have stored in the body, once we not starting reacting to the situations which are coming up, you'll feel lighter and lighter and lighter every day. It's like your energy grows, and it'll amaze you to the point where it's like, wow, it's like a new person altogether. So that's really a great view for me, to observe it very consciously. Like when the pain comes or when the pleasure comes, it's not reacting to it. It cleans your whole system, making your personality, or you, as new, as more evolved and more conscious. How it helps in your daily life too, because you don't react to things that soon. When things happen, you stay still and observe it. So but whenever a situation comes up, which is a tensed situation, or a situation which you get stressed or something, before even going into that zone and telling yourself that this is a stressful situation, you can just observe it and let it go. This will happen more and more once we get into this technique, because I'm finding it amazing. Vipassana is definitely the best therapy kind of tool I've found in my entire life. This is just amazing. It's to the point where it's like, when I get a painful situation, I get excited now. Like, all right, let's let's deal with this thing. How is this? Where is this storing in my body? And how did I not like took care of this so far? It's all good. It's all good. But it's like, when it's coming up, I get excited now. There's like, in the 10 days Vipassana, I learned the best buck, or how can I say this, the best thing I took out from my 10 day, giving 10 days of my time for Vipassana technique and being there, is learning to smile when the pain is deep. This happened to me. Literally, this happened to me. So I'm very thankful for this, because either it's deep pain or deep bliss, I'm just laughing. It's becoming more and more like common now. Like whenever I feel painful or whenever I feel joyful, that the intensity is bringing me a smile on my face, which I cannot wipe. So yeah, this part is the best, I think, for me. And being equanimous in when you are in pain or when you're in pleasure, not like, not like pushing it away, like you are having a pleasurable experience in your life, and you say that when you're experiencing it, you say that, hey, this is not just this is not gonna last, and this is impermanent, I don't need that. No, not like that. You're enjoying the moment but not attaching to it. This is wonderful. Like, it is amazing. Because there is no craving when we don't attach to that. You enjoy the moment to the fullest and let it go, not stick to it, not crave for it, because it affects the next moment. Craving always affects the next moment. If you're living, or if you start seeing a moment by moment as your life, then a craving definitely affects your future, or the next moment. So yeah, this is how Vipassana technique and dealing with pain with Vipassana is helping me, and it's continuously helping me. And I for sure recommend for people who are at a stage where they can handle themselves dealing with pain. I highly recommend Vipassana, because there's nothing else like that. It's a tool where you don't need a shrink, you don't need a therapy or something. This is way better than that. This is extremely, because no one else knows how you are functioning inside, how your feelings are. No one else can know that. No one else can feel it. They can imagine it, but not you. Are the creator of your life, of your body, and of your sensations. So, and Vipassana is an ultimate tool to get in and deal with all that stuff and clear it off. So yeah, I would highly recommend it for people who are a little alright when they can handle it, and because it's gonna cut open all the things which we're hiding, good and bad. All those feelings, it'll come up. But staying equanimous is the primary deal here. It's primary. It's the main goal. Whenever, because we are cutting things open, whatever the things which are pulling us down in life, we are releasing them with Vipassana. They're all gonna come up. Bad moods or whatever, good mood, bad mood, joyful mood, like, dull mood, all the things, all the sensations will come up, each one by one, depending upon how much we have stored. So, but dealing with it patiently, very patiently, because this is you dealing with yourself, going into yourself. When we have to be patient with ourselves in this situation, because no one else can do that for us. We ourselves have to do that for us. So yeah, this is all I wanted to say about dealing with my pain, and how in the 10 days I really became like how can I say, it made me so lighter. Like all the problems I've thought of problems, it made it so easy for me to deal with. There are many other techniques I want to try too, but Vipassana, I definitely stick with it. I'll go deeper into Vipassana for sure, because in yogic culture, it's all the things which are majorly all the things which have been taught in Vipassana are in yogic culture already, because Buddha learned from lot of many teachers. Buddha had many teachers who are yogis, but he went in deeper. The explanation he gave is kind of like the content. He arranged it in a really good manner where we can follow and see where we are, where our practice is at, and how far we got, because the explanation of different kinds of minds and how we can go deeper into that and have more control on our minds, and that subject and the learning of how the pain is arising or the pleasure is arising, how the craving is forming, and how to identify before the craving even begins the pattern of our own craving. It was mind blowing when I identified my pattern of how I get attracted to people, how I create my pain, how I create my happiness, the pattern of me creating these things for myself, and the root of it. It's mind blowing. It's like, this is nothing like this. No one can teach this to us, because it is happening in your body and your mind. So we have to deal with this ourselves. It's like, and I'm really enjoying this process. So hope this helps someone who is in pain, and get out of their pain and not give in to the mind multiplying madly about the pain we are having in our life, and come out of it. So thank you for watching. Hope my video helps you.